I'd like to call to order Greenwood Advisory Plan Commission for Monday, June 26th. First item of business is the approval of the minutes.
So moved.
We have a motion to approve by Monica
Second.
and a second by Mr. Lexi. All in favor, please show by raising your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 6-0. Okay, next on the agenda is special requests and continuances. Do we have any special requests?
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the commission. My name is Andy Baroker with Fabry Drinker, offices at 600 East 96th Street, Suite 600 in Indianapolis. I represent Avenir Oakley LLC. We were here before you at your February 13th meeting on docket number 2023-07. We received your unanimous approval recommendation to rezone 3111 South State Road 135 from commercial large and ag to PUD. The Common Council chose not to approve our petition in February on a 6-3 vote on February 22nd. We're here tonight to respectfully request your approval to place us on your docket of the Plan Commission to rehear our petition earlier than 1 year from the date of decision on February 22nd. Per section 603 of your rules of procedure, we're required to do this, and you, with your unanimous vote. Our request is based on meetings with the majority of the Common Council since our February meeting on clarification and questions that they had on our proposed project, as well as meeting with Police Chief Ison on certain public safety issues that were raised at that meeting. We have not changed our project from February. We would not be before you requesting this tonight without having a reasonable belief of more favorable consideration of our project by the Common Council. Thank you for consideration of this request.
Thank you. As Mr. Broker mentioned, this would have to be passed by a unanimous vote for this to come forward. Any comments or anything by anybody?
I would like to see the commission pass this unanimously this evening. The petitioner's done a good job meeting with each of us on the city council to address our questions and concerns. And I would like for the city council to have another opportunity to hear this petition. And of course, the unanimous vote tonight is required for that to happen.
Yes.
Is that unanimous of the six?
Of the
It's
six.
It's a unanimous vote present, not the full.
Yeah, the last time the vote was 7-0. We had two. One was not named to it, and one was absent. Tonight we have 3 absent. Okay.
Just from staff perspective, we are supportive of this. We were favorable of this petition the first time it came through. I would like to remind you that they will still need to do their proper public notice and come back to a plan commission meeting for a public hearing if you choose to allow them back. This is just to allow them to be placed back on an agenda with the plan commission, which would then receive a recommendation. You would need to re-vote on your recommendation before it goes to council. This is just to be heard again. I do have kind of a separate announcement for petitioners and those willing to speak. We do have a name and address sign up for those who are speaking, just to help us with our minutes. If you're up there and have a chance to fill out that information, we would appreciate that.
Okay, thank you. And
I assume this would follow the normal progression, would be presented at the second meeting in July.
Well, what happens is you're just allowing them to almost refile the petition,
Right.
and then it will be placed on agenda and go through the usual process. They have to give the notice, have the public hearing, make a recommendation. This just allows them to do that within a year, and normally they have to wait at least 1
Correct.
year before they come back through with the same petition. So we don't know what meeting it will be.
It could be in July, could be in August.
Okay.
Yeah. we have
It
to go
just
through the
allows them
process.
to refile basically and bring it through again in less than a year.
Okay.
Is there a motion?
I'll second it.
I said, someone needs to make
Oh, I
one.
thought you made one.
No, no.
Sorry.
No, I moved to allow the petitioner to replace this on our docket.
And I'll second that.
We have a motion by Mr. Lexi, and it's been seconded by Monica. Any last minute questions or comments? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. We have a 6-0 in favor, so you feel free to file again.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your consideration.
Thank you. Second part of this is our, I'm sorry, keep going.
Rex Aramich, Pulte Homes, 11590 North Meridian Street. We are here, and we are on the agenda tonight, item 4B, under old business, the Pulte Dawn zone map change. Since our public hearing 2 weeks ago, we wanted to meet with one of the neighbors who has some frontage on 5 Points Road, where there's a railroad connection. Due to some people being out of town and it's just the time between the meeting, we have not come to a successful resolution, so we're requesting a continuance and that is July 10th meeting, which is the next plan commission meeting, to be able to fine tune those details, and then we'll come back before you once everything's done.
Okay. Any questions about this? Not, we'll need a motion.
I make a motion to continue PC 2023-032 to the July 10th meeting.
We have a second. Mr. King, motion by Monica. Any other comments or questions? All those in favor, please show with your right hand. All opposed, same sign. We will see you July 10th.
Thank you.
Are there any other continuances?
We do have a couple more. One is online. Justin, do you have a special request or a continuance?
I did. I didn't want to interrupt. Justin Zabrowski with WPG wanted to request a continuance to the July 10th meeting for item letter D under the new business.
Yes, that's the one on 31.
Can someone clarify the docket number, that PC?
PC 2023-040,
Thank you.
1295 Northwest 31 zone map change. Did you have any questions about this? If not, can someone,
I'll make a motion to continue PC 2023-040 to continue to July 10th, 2023 meeting.
motion by Monica? I'll second her. Second by Mr. King. Last comments? All in favor, please show by raising your right hand. All opposed, same sign. So we will continue this again until the July 10th. That's what she knows. Six zero. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
And then we do have a few more. Not sure if they're present, but I would like to request it on their behalf. They'd sent an email. PC 2023 -030, the Warsville Crossing waivers. They have withdrawn their petition, so they requested to be withdrawn from the agenda since they are not moving forward with that petition anymore. I'm not sure if you need a motion since it was withdrawn. And then the PC 2023-029 RS Ford primary plat. This is a replat of their plat. They have also asked for continuance to the July 10th meeting due to some improper notices or lack of
Newspaper
notice.
notification timing.
Correct.
Would they need a waiver of timing for the next meeting?
Yes, they would, in order to be accepted, under our Greenwood rules of procedure, not for the state though. So we have 14 days.
If they get the notice.
If they get the,
We could
It
do
was
that
in
at the next
today.
meeting, yeah. So
Yeah.
We do that, wait a minute.
Yeah, when
At
the
the
item
next
is on the
meeting.
agenda for business would be the appropriate time. to-
Okay, okay. Any questions for Mr. Nelson on this? Not, can we have a motion?
I make a motion for PC 2023-029 RS4 primary replat to be moved to July 10th, 2023 meeting.
Is there a second? Second. Motion by Monica, second by Mr. King. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all approved by showing your right hand. All opposed, same sign. This passes 6-0. So we will see them July 10th. Mr. Nelson.
nothing else for me at this time.
You've done a good job.
Okay.
Okay, so we do have no more old business for tonight. Under new business, we have PC 2022-102, the Harmony at Greenwood sidewalk waiver. Is there someone here to speak on behalf of us? Please state your name and address and be sworn in.
Ryan Woodley with Banning Engineering, 853 Columbia Road, Plainfield. And I'm not here to request a continuance. We were before this commission a couple months ago for a sidewalk waiver.
Steve, did you mute that?
Try the microphones, try that on. Mr. Whitehall, do you have any idea what's going on?
Could be somebody online. Making noise.
I'm gonna blame that on the tornado. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Again, my name is Ryan Lindley with Banning Engineering, 853 Columbia Road in Plainfield. And we were here before you a couple of months ago regarding a sidewalk waiver. And it was to have sidewalks on both sides of the street due to some hardships with the site. There were some areas that we could not provide a sidewalk, and that was passed. Tonight, we're requesting a waiver from providing a green strip between the sidewalk and the curb of the road. And I do have an exhibit that will help clarify that. There we go. So the green, obviously for grass, is area that we can provide. The lighter color gray is the actual sidewalk, the street sidewalk. And again, due to site hardships, we've had to push these sidewalks right up on the curb. So we are providing the sidewalk, however,
just can't get a green strip in between the walk and the curb. We've discussed this with staff. This is due to the staff wanting to plan ahead and turn this Wheatcraft Way, which is a private road, into a public road in this through our site. So that is our request this evening. Happy to answer any questions.
How wide was the green strip supposed to be?
I can answer that question. Our unified development ordinance doesn't specify a width for it. It just notes that there shall be one.
A little grassy, a common joint or something like that.
Inch.
Typically, if you have less than 3 feet of grass, it's not going to grow.
It's not gonna live.
Especially when it's salt hits it.
Too close to the heat of the concrete.
Since the road went public, do you serve other properties, or is this pretty much a dead end street with not too much on it in terms of traffic motion? So having a curb, or a sidewalk on the curb it's not a dangerous situation where you would want to have grass in there, buffer between the curb and the sidewalk.
Correct. This is not a very highly used road. We do connect out to Airport Parkway through an adjacent parcel to complete the connection from Airport Parkway up to county line. But again, being the developments that's served off this road, it's really not a highly used road.
Hey,
So I would add to that too, where the staff's request to make it a public road came from Airport. Well, it's Wheatcraft Way and the Costco driveway is a signalized intersection on County Line Road. And so we're looking at how we can get a better connection from Airport Parkway across there. And so they've left a public right of way and the possibility of tying to this road to the future so that we can get a more clean connection. Right now, it kind of winds between all these buildings and warehouses and stuff that's out there. So there'd be some legwork on the city side in the future to make it a bigger connection, but they provided that opportunity to happen.
thank you.
And staff recommends approval of this.
Yes, planning staff and staff recommends approval. We've had a couple of meetings with engineering, the petitioner, and planning to talk about the addition of a public road through their site. We felt that it would be best to, with their site constraints, have a sidewalk on both sides of the road without the grass strip, opposed to maybe doing a sidewalk on one side with the grass strip and no sidewalk on the other side. So in order to kind of continue those two sidewalks on either side, we recommended that they pursue a waiver due to this addition of a public road that we're requesting they place through their site.
I do have a question. Is it on both sides or just on one side that you don't want the grass strip?
Fully on one side and a portion of the other side.
Okay. That will be important when the motion is made.
Sure.
Any other questions or comments? Not, I'll accept the motion.
One, I think to Shauna's point, the motion, correct, Shauna, you have to specify which side is.
Yes, so if fully on, is it like the west side, east side?
So it would be fully on the north
Okay,
and west side.
Yeah, or south.
So on the north, fully, and on the west, fully. And about half of the east. We're doing the south portion. So north and west. Fully gone.
Yes. And the east side, the south half is gone. Approximately.
Mr. President, I move that the request of County Line Properties LLC for a waiver from the Unified Development Ordinance, Chapter 10, Article 25, Division 6, Subdivisions, Section 10-06-09, Sidewalks A, which requires a grass strip between sidewalk and curb in a residential subdivision to permit installation of a grass strip where possible, and no grass strip on small sections of ground along the east and
North and west
Well, to permit no grass strip
on the north.
along the north and west
Along the
sides
north and
and
west
grass
side.
strip on small sections of ground along the southern half of the east side
yeah.
Yes.
of Fleet Raceway.
I'm going to go from there to say, due to grading hardships of the contour of the site be approved, and the Plan Commission find that the criteria set forth by Greenwood Municipal Code Section 10-06-09B and Section 10-04-03K for the approval of the waiver has been met for the reasons set forth in applicant's written waiver request and as presented by applicant's representative.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. King, a second by Monica. Questions or comments? Not. Show of your right hand, all those voting in favor of this. All opposed, same sign. This passes 6-0. Thank you, Mr. Lane. Thank you. The next item was continued. So the next item on here, we have a public hearing, PC 2023-033. It's 2 lots, 3186 and 3194 on West Smith Valley Road. It's for a zone map change.
Yeah, I will see you. Do you swear to this perjury? Yes, I guess, yes, thank you.
Okay, can you please state your name and address for the record and write it on a page?
Okay. My name is John Holbrook. My wife and I reside at 3194 West Smith Valley Road. Lived in Greenwood for 50 years. We've owned the property, 2 acres at 3194 West Smith Valley Road for the last 21 years. When we purchased the home, it was zoned, the 2 acres was zoned 2 ways. Front part was R2. And the back part butts up to Menards was C2. And I've got some exhibits here. I'll give you, and you can kind of follow with me. I use the thing, but I didn't know how to do it.
That's fine. You're in good company.
That's not to scale the exhibit. A isn't. Our property about that 7.5 acres that Menards owns. And that's why it says 9.5, 7.5.
Sure. I've got it in our thing.
Okay.
Thank you. No,
You know what, I do have that. So we have 2 acres, 3194 West Smith Valley Road, and we've owned, as I said, 21 plus years. We didn't buy the property to flip it. We owned it. It's been a rental for 21 years now. We live in it. The R2, as I say, is in the front and the C2 in the back. In September of 2022, we purchased a home at 3186 West Smith Valley Road, 1/2 acre that joins our property to the And we tore that house down and got it shovel ready, cleaned it up. We bought it for the road frontage. So we now have 2.5 acres. This 2.5 acres is a corner lot and is the last home in the city of Greenwood. We're asking for the CN commercial zoning, so it will help us promote the property for sale. C2 and R2 zoning, which takes away from our property when the city did a comprehensive study a few years ago. Future land use map shows the property for commercial land use. This property is also designated for marketplace shopping center use. By promoting the property for commercial, it will help retail growth, property values close to it. We have no proposed development for the property at this time. I've been asked by several developers that we've tried to promote the whole block for sale in the last 10 years. Had 3 serious developers look at it, and they walked for one reason or another. But they've all asked, why is the property not zoned commercial? I didn't really have a good answer for them. But the following information regarding our property might help us all. Property has 300-foot road frontage on Smith Valley Road. 2.5 acres located on the hard corner. There's commercial business on 3 sides of the property. To the north is Menards, to the east is CBS and Circle K. To the south is Yeager Office Building, Schoolcraft Strip Center, Home Depot, and Walmart. All city utilities are on the property. By mid-July, roundabout Molex Road, Smith Valley Road will be finished and open along with 3 feeder ramps from I-69. I-69 and Smith Valley Road exchange is scheduled for completion by the end of this year. Smith Valley Road is in the works to be widened, as we all know. Roundabout is in the works for Smith Valley Road and Reston Road, and may take part of our property. NDOT will be making improvements to State Road 135 and Smith Valley Road. $7.5 million, I believe, has been earmarked for that project. By granting us the CN zoning, it will help us promote our property for sale, be one less hurdle for any developer that may have interest in it. All I got to say.
Thank you.
Answer any questions if you got.
We'll get to that in a bit.
Okay.
Is there anybody else who would like to speak in favor of this? If not, is there anybody here who would like to speak opposed? If not, I close the public hearing. Planning commissioners, anybody have any questions for the petitioner?
On this one map right here, it's where it says it's not B2, that where your property you're talking about, right by the Texas Roadhouse.
No, you're too far north.
That end, so the corner.
Our property backs up. It's right across the street. The entrance into Reston Road into Carefree.
Oh,
And this is the CVS on the other end. And just north of it is Menards. And across the street is Home Depot. At the stop.
Down Walmart.
Or well, Walmart. Then,
Yeah.
Eventually Walmart.
Yeah.
And I guess I probably should have spoke up during the
We have a record and then announce.
public hearing, but we did have a demonstration letter
Yes.
that I did pass around. We received this today. And we also received a notice that someone would be attending over Zoom, but I don't see anyone on Zoom. to speak, but like to end.
Hello?
Assume he is.
I think it was technically closed, but someone is on. Zoom.
Well, we could take
Hello?
the open.
We hear you.
Okay, thank
Just a
you.
moment. Could you give us just a moment, please?
Sure.
Motion to reopen.
Yes, you have closed the hearing. You did call. If there's anybody to speak against and no one spoke up, close the hearing, you would have to move to reopen it to allow taking more evidence.
Okay,
I move to reopen the meeting here on the Zoom caller.
motion to reopen,
Second.
and we have a second. All in favor, please show by raising your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Reopen the public hearing. Yes, were you speaking as a remonstrator?
Yes, I was, and I did try and tap in before you closed it, so I apologize for the interruption. I'm Tamara Bayless. I'm at 4011 Terry Lane. So my property does sit on the west side of this.
Okay, we'll have to swear you in.
Okay,
Do you swear an oath of perjury? Testimony is true to the best of your knowledge.
yes.
Okay, thank you. Please proceed.
Yeah, I'm really concerned. One, I don't think 2.5 acres is very much for a commercial plot. But two, people zoom down these roads all the time. Plus the accidents that we have parked in my neighbor's yard on a regular basis. So I'm really concerned about making it commercial.
Okay, was there anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, the petitioner will have up to 5 minutes for rebuttal.
Well,
Oh,
need to read this email.
I'm sorry, yeah. Okay,
To whom it may concern, we live at 801 South Reston Road and will be directly affected by the plans to rezone 3186 and 3194 West Smith Valley Road. We bought this house a year ago, and one of the biggest reasons we fell in love with Carefree is the ability to be so close to everything, yet still feeling tucked away in a beautiful and quiet neighborhood. Even with being so close to two main thoroughfares, we do not hear the road noise and traffic like you would expect. Our backyard butts halfway up to Menards, and the other half backs up to the property in question. The amount of noise we hear from Menards is actually minimal, and I am afraid that adding in a new shopping center will increase the noise and directly impact us and our surrounding neighbors. Not to mention the amount of traffic, both car and foot, would increase. We are already used as a cut through to avoid traffic on Smith Valley at 135, to which many people do not pay attention to the speed limits. We are a family with young children, as are many new families in the neighborhood, and safety is a huge concern. I'd love to be able to take my daughter out to ride bikes, but I am already afraid to do so with the amount of traffic we currently get. This will also affect our ability to exit the neighborhood onto Smith Valley. It is currently very difficult to exit onto Smith Valley at any time, but extremely horrible during peak hours. If another commercial area is added in, it will be completely impossible. With the project at 169 and Smith Valley nearing completion, traffic will already be increasing more with nowhere to go. Smith Valley nearing 135 cannot handle the amount of traffic it gets daily as it currently is. Please consider the families and homes who will be affected by permitting this expansion instead of focusing on the money aspect. Thank you for the Davies.
okay. Was there anyone else wishing to speak as a remonstrator? Okay, if not, petitioner, you have 5 minutes for rebuttal.
Okay. Well, first of all, the property comprehensive plan calls for it being commercial already. There's 9.5 acres there in that civic block with commercial on 3 sides of it. And I'll be the first to admit that that intersection there is not very pleasant. It's not easy to get in and out. So with that said, when that goes commercial, a commercial developer is not gonna buy my property or any of that 9.5 acres until that road issue is fixed. Smith Valley Road, and the roundabout's put in there. So it's either gonna be a roundabout or a stoplight. It's gonna be a roundabout. NDOT's told me that, the county's told me that, the city's told me that. So, you know, that's only gonna help the issue these people are complaining about. I mean, you can't stop commercial development. I mean, the city needs growth, all the houses coming in need commercial buildings and stuff to take care of the customers, all the rooftops and stuff to be built. They're building a brand new addition right next to Sugar Grove School, right down the street. And Barry and Peterman Road. That's gonna increase more traffic. I-69 is gonna increase more traffic. So that said, this is only gonna help. I don't know why the people are fighting it, because it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's gotta be done. It's pretty simple, I think. But I didn't buy the property to flip it, that's for sure. So there are 6 points of entry into that intersection right there where I live. And something's got to be done. So they're going to put a roundabout in. The county's told me that. How much of my property they're going to take, I don't know. But I want to try to market this commercial. I don't want to wait 6 to 10 years. I'm not getting any younger. So that's why I'm asking for permission to try to sell.
Okay. Is there anybody else wishing to speak in favor of this? There's a couple minutes left. Seeing none, remonstrators, you have 5 minutes. Anybody want to speak for up to 5 minutes as a remonstrator, as a rebuttal? Okay, hearing none. This time we'll close the public hearing. Questions or comments from the planning commission?
What's the zoning for the, it looks like there's like 9.5 acres of property comprised of a series of single family homes. All that acreage, 9.5 acres, is that all zoned the same existing zoning? Is that RM existing zoning?
Yeah, I can answer this one. It is RM zoning currently. That block of RM is designated in our comprehensive plan as future commercial area. I do know that we have had some inquiries about some of the other properties in that 9.5 acres that have been about potential commercial businesses coming there. None of them have formally filed though, but right now it is residential medium. And
Okay, thanks. I got one question with petitioner. Have you talked to the neighbors to the east about your proposal?
In the last 10 years, I've probably talked to them 1,000 times.
So
We
they're
tried.
not here, they're not here tonight, so I assume that they don't
They're
have-
all willing to sell. I asked them all 9 of us to chip in, do this. And I heard everything from, they didn't want to lose their homestead exemption. They didn't want to pay commercial taxes. And I explained that, the planning office explained that to me, none of that would happen. They could have the property rezoned and they could keep it, and they could live there, it would be commercial, and their taxes wouldn't go up, they wouldn't lose their homestead exemption, and to no avail. You know, they're scared of it, and I was willing to do it for them. Come up here and try to do it. I'm not a realtor, I'm not a lawyer, but I offered no avail. But they're all willing to sell. I will say that they want to sell, but I guess they don't want to do the work.
Okay, well, I was just wondering if you had, since it was marked out as a potential zoning project of size, including more plots, as you had mentioned to your neighbors, so you haven't met with them and talked about this proposal.
Well, let me tell you this, and Gabriel can tell you, we've had 3 developers at the table. We had money down from 1 developer. But garden style apartments in there with retail on the bottom. And I won't go into why it didn't happen, but it didn't happen. And 2 of the other developers backed out for the same reason. We were trying to market the 9.5 acres that I'm talking about, 9, along with the 7.5 acres, that's 17 acres we were trying to do with that development. And it just, then Menards got tired of waiting, now they're gonna build warehouses on it. And or storage bins, not warehouses. So now we're back down to 9.5 acres. I'm just trying to market my own property, take care of myself now, because other people didn't want to get into the zoning thing, and come up here and have to talk, I guess.
Okay, I was just curious to know if you had mentioned your plans with your neighbors to the east, and you had done that, and that they were not in a position to make any moves regarding the overall complete parcel rezone.
Right, they're all, 3 of them told me that only thing they want is a check. They don't want to do anything else to go through all this. But they are all willing to sell. They're all good people, but they're just not interested in getting involved in legal issues. Because they think that a developer will come in and do it, and that's probably what will happen if I don't get it, if I don't get my zoning and start the ball rolling. But with our property being right there, the entry into Greenwood, it's going to be, you know, I want to look nice. I've lived here 50 years. I'd like to see that tore down, something nice there. I bought the house next door, my wife and I did, and tore it down. And we paid a considerable amount of money for it, more than it's worth, just to get the road frontage, so that make it look nice. And you know, it's gonna be the entry into Greenwood from I-69. I think those people realize that, but they just don't know. It's kind of like the old cliche, I-69 is coming. Well, we heard for 30 years, finally it did, but it's kind of like the mentality that takes it down. Smith Eye Road being wide, it's coming, but
Anybody else? Not, I would entertain a motion.
I could speak on staff's
Okay, please.
favorability. I wasn't sure if it was still a questioning time or not. The staff is favorable for the zone map change from the RM to CM. It is what is designated in our comprehensive plan. It's actually designated also as a future growth area. It does kind of designate it as a shopping center, as a suggested zone. That's where you might hear some of the administrators talk about a shopping center. I want to be clear, nothing's been proposed. Anything that was proposed or would be proposed would have to go through our site plan review. We would evaluate traffic. We would evaluate road improvements. We would evaluate landscaping and buffering from residential neighbors. John's done a great job of reaching out to staff and being proactive and asking for guidance and advice with this project. I did tell him that this is something that planning staff is supportive of. He reached out to his neighbors. None of them are remonstrating in the city of Greenwood side, the east side. And I would like to just kind of talk about one of the remonstration letters. They did buy their home last year. It said our comprehensive plan has had this marked off as commercial since at least 2007. It was docketed as commercial. So this area, to me, it makes sense for it to be commercial. It's budding up to Menards, who is expanding their commercial area. And then his neighbors have also been marketing their homes on the east side of this 9 acres for commercial projects. And we're hoping that eventually we can get some better connectivity running back in this area. That is all.
Thank you.
I would remind you in making a recommendation to the common council to pay reasonable regard to the following items. 1, the comprehensive plan. 2, current conditions and the character of current structures and uses in each district. 3, the most desirable use for which the property in each district is adapted. 4, the conservation of property values throughout the jurisdiction of Greenwood. And 5, responsible development and growth.
Okay, thank you. With that, I would accept a motion.
Mr. President, I move that the petition for zone map change to rezone approximately 2.52 acres of land located at 3186 and 3194 West Smith Valley Road within the city of Greenwood, Johnson County, Indiana, from RM residential medium lot zone to CM commercial medium format zone as set forth therein, receive a favorable recommendation from this commission to the Greenwood Common Council, and that the same be certified to the Greenwood Common Council in the form presented with the following, with the following commitment. When site is improved, UDO requirements as amended, inclusive of landscaping, pedestrian facilities, right-of-way dedication, stormwater, parking requirements, etc., will be incorporated.
Okay, motion by Mr. King. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Monica. Any other questions or comments that need to be spoken before we vote? Well, then let's go take a vote. All those in favor of this motion, please show sign by raising your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Good luck, Mr. Holbrook.
Thank you.
Is there any new business from the floor? Seeing none, are there any announcements?
Sounds like we have a full agenda for July 10th. Otherwise, no new announcements.
Just a problem. Yep. I'm sure Mr. Nelson will shake the bushes and get something else to help the city of Greenwood if possible. That I'll accept one more motion for the evening.
Move to adjourn.